What a surprise, what a surprise, what a surprise. We're getting the 25 basis point cut. This is what happened yesterday. No news. We talked about it. This was going to happen, and it did happen. And now there is a pricing in 90% probability for another rate cut, 25 basis point rate cut happening in the next FOMC in October, and then another 81% for another 25 basis point cut happening in December. Now, I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, but very vocally this week, is that the FOMC is going to be a sell the news event. Now, whether it's going to be a sell the news event today or tomorrow, I don't know that exactly, but I want to elaborate on what has really happened, how did it change my mind if it did, and what you need to look out for. So if you're here, and if that sounds interesting, smash the like button. I'm reading the comments up here as well, and also they're up here next to me. So if you're here, let me know. GM, cause he's putting it in the chat. GM, bearish noob. Such a smart content that is. Fefe legend, yes, what's happening? Forza, hola, what's going on? Nice seeing you here. Good. All right, so let's jump in. Number one. The number one thing that we talked about yesterday was the dot plot. Like, we really needed the dot plot to come out great. And I was saying that the dot plot is basically all the 19 FOMC members decide where do they see rate cuts happening in 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and going forward. And so this came out yesterday with the FOMC report. And the reality is that there is tiny difference to what was expected. There are news and they're saying, oh my god, the projection shows 50 basis point rate cut in 2025. This is no news. I want to be very clear. This is no news. Dot plot June versus September, basically no difference. 3 cut expected this year. As you see, there is a 90%, as we talked about, 90% probability for a cut in October and an 82% probability in December. But if you look back on the show yesterday that I did, you're subscribed and you know, obviously you have been following the show. It was the exact same before FOMC yesterday. 96% for a cut yesterday. That was number one. 76% cut, 76% probability for a cut in October, and 71% probability in December. So that's basically what we knew. Yes, now it's a little bit higher. Mute other tab. I don't know why this is doing that bing sound. But this is basically the same thing. There is no news here. Now I said, why is this? Keep beeping in my ear. It's the Telegram. So after this I posted that we should pray that JP is dovish. So I was saying it's gonna be very important to see what he's going to say, whether he's going to turn bullish, whether he's going to be like, okay, now we really need to cut and the economy is good and inflation is cooling off, and you know, like, but none of that shit happened. None. The Fed is basically, or was basically, forced to cut because of the labor market. So unemployment rate has risen along with downside risk to employment. He acknowledged for the first time, yes, there is a problem with the unemployment and the labor market, but it's also very important to know that they were expecting the revision that actually happened. He even emphasized on the press conference that it's almost to the number that they were projecting. So it's not, again, this is no change there. Inflation has risen, remains somewhat elevated. Same shit. Inflation did not cool down. Now, if they are, and growth in economic activity is moderated, basically it's stagflation that we're talking about here. The Fed clearly forced to cut rates due to the weakening job market, but stagflation is no joke. So Powell was forced to cut rates. They were forced to cut rates into rising inflation. So, of course, the numbers don't really match. There were very good quotes that said, if CPI, if they got the proper, the accurate CPI numbers, they would see that inflation is much higher than it should be now. And so the fact that they had to cut interest rates into an elevated CPI or inflation is a problem. Now, what you can look at is what Powell said, is that the cut is a risk management cut. Now, I don't know if you've ever actually communicated with like a tax authority or something. This is basically what the procedure is. Like, they want you to not understand what they're saying. And so I'm gonna be translator for you with this. What Powell's saying is that today's cut is a risk management cut, which means that they were forced to cut. They don't think they should already have been cutting, but because they see the labor market being very weak, they have to do something. So they make a risk management cut. Now, one thing that is super important to note here, that this cut is not like, okay, we're gonna cut interest rates because everything is smoothened out, inflation is coming down, labor market is strong, everything is fine, and we are going to cut rates because it is time for us to do so. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean quantitative easing that we've been also waiting for. Everybody was anticipating whether quantitative easing is going to be starting as well. Quantitative tightening is when the Federal Reserve purchases or issues so quantitative tightening is when they get it, and then quantitative easing is when they get out, and quantitative easing when they buy back and they issue money into the economy. So the whole idea of quantitative easing is that they will issue money back to the economy by purchasing back. The problem is that is not happening. So even though they cut interest rates, that does not equal to money, brainless money printing as we've seen in 2020. It doesn't equal to that. It just means that they are going to start cutting interest rates by 25 basis points, and they take it meeting to meeting. Also, it's very important to say that Powell said that they are remaining on the target of achieving 2%, which is impossible. He's being put to the wall during the press conference with a bunch of questions that it's basically not going to be possible for him to achieve 2% target. Now, they pushed it out to 2028, and that's happening, but he's very vocal about the fact he's not convinced that they should have had a cut. And nothing shows this better than the most divided Fed, I'm not saying ever, but in a very, very long time. In today's Fed dot plot, which is what we talked about, where the Fed members, the 19 Fed members, see the trajectory for the monetary policy, 9 out of the 19 Fed members saw the need for 50 basis point of additional rate cuts in 2025. That means 3 cuts, right? So 25 basis point, 25 basis point, 25 basis point. They can also do 25 and then miss one and then do 50. But the point is that 9 out of 19, more than 50% saw that they need to cut at least 50 basis point this year. Okay? Now, 6 out of the 19 Fed members, 6, so 9 versus 6, believe there is 0 additional rate cuts needed this year. 0. That means that almost 50% of the Fed believes there should be no cut, and a bit over 50% believes there should be 50% basis cut. And that means, and there was one idiot who said there should be a hike. And then there was one member who said that there's going to be 125 basis points by January. Anyway, so these are the when you have a class, in high school, and you have the weird kids and sitting in the back, that's probably or in the front actually. That's probably what these guys are. But in general, this is very, very interesting to see that there is no direct understanding. So this whole story is about why I think there's going to be a dump, right? So if you look at just this, it's not clear of the Fed is cutting rates, and we're going to the moon, and everything is going to be fine, and we're going to print a shit ton of money, and all that money is going to go into crypto, and it's not only Bitcoin, but all the shit coins. That's not how it works. Okay, so just wanted to note here. And also it's very important to note, though, and very important to remember and mention, that this is the course of the FOMC before Trump forms a super majority, which is only months away, which is not months away because it's going to be in May when Fed chair leaves. In May, Jerome Powell has to leave. There will be a new Fed chair and there will be a new Fed board. And it's going to be I have zero doubt that we're going to go to the moon. Zero doubt. I've been saying this for a long time, loaded up on spots. But for now, this is not as bullish as people think. Now, I dropped an update here. I always do. This is called the 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗙𝗪 Club. This is my trading channel, or the channel where I drop these daily updates about the market. You want to go and check this out. I explain to you exactly how I think it's going to play out and where the chart goes. We're going to talk about it in a second. But I want to tell you, for everybody who's in the comments or just seeing, my account is up 45% the past 90 days. So even if I'm wrong and the market doesn't start coming down, which I think it will, and I know I'm the only one saying this, but I think we're going to have a massive fucking nuke and people are going to get hammered. Nothing happened because I'm just going to get in higher and you're going to come back here and you're going to watch the updates on the 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗪 Club and we're going to take it from here. Now, before I jump into the charts, I wanted to give a big ass shout out to OKX. They finally became partners here on the channel. I've loved OKX for a very long time. They are one of the most And I say it in a good way, actually. They're one of the most regulated and most licensed exchanges that I've ever dealt with. They have incredible processes, very strong team, extreme hustlers, and a very great product. Not only on spot, but also trading, also staking, also Web3, their own wallet that is integrated. You can also do from the app. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So if you want to keep your money in a safe place, I can wholeheartedly recommend you check out OKX. There's a link in the description to them. I'm so super happy. I'm super stoked that they are partners on the channel. I mean, OKX they are like proper. They are, for me, one of the leading exchanges when it comes to regulation, when it comes to reach, when it comes to processes, when it comes to product. So I'm super proud of this, super happy to have them on the show. So go and check them out. Incredible product as well. Go and check them out and see the links in the description. Let's jump into talking about charts in a second, but I want to see what's happening. Smash the like, people. Let's have this. It's jobless claims, unemployment in 40 minutes. Holy shit, Vanessa, what's gonna happen now? No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Tectonic. I don't know what that means. For sure, it's Cook who wants to hike. I agree. 120 bytes once buy the fat next year. This is strategy. Charts don't match your words. Manila. Watch. Bloody September. Chubby Chub, I missed you yesterday. I feel like it's 40-60 right now. Cocaine. Hope it was. But it isn't. Okay, let's jump into the charts because I think it's time. So I told you, you have to watch the update. You have to watch the update on the 100 Club. It is going to be up here. Literally just scroll down because it's also going to pin it. Is it pinned or because it's fired? It's pinned, of course it's pinned, cuz. It's right here. So yeah, so you can just pinned. You can go and check that, but it's also down in the description here. Just want to see that is the update. Subscribe to the channel. I do the updates and trading and all the stuff there. But I want to address it a little bit, very briefly, and you're gonna go and watch the explanation. I know you will you? I know you will. So, but briefly, we're coming back to a daily OB. If we don't reject here, cuz is gonna cut off his Winnie, so we have to reject here. So, my invalidation is clear close above here in the 4 hour at 4.15. And even if we do close above here in the 4.15, I'm not going to be a noob just, deploying into the market. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback onto the 4 hour OB, and I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to be the happiest man alive, riding all the wave up. So I'm not concerned at all. I know I'm the only one. I think it's gonna fall because we have a retrace, because we built up liquidity, because we have to come back 50%. All of this is explained in the 100x Club show. I'm differentiating the shows here. I'm bringing you much more macro, and here I'm bringing you much more market updates 5-10 minutes in the morning. So go and check that out. Let me bring you some other news, which is super interesting. Let's do some charts. I know you guys want some charts, so let's do it. I'm gonna be kind here. Let's do some charts. I'm gonna tell you about some stuff that I'm buying. Cut it off! Vito, it's so crazy seeing some of you guys. Vito's been here for like forever. I haven't seen you for a while now, but forever. How's that soul short? Let me just show you how it is. So one of my soul short got stopped yesterday. So that's 1 hour, and I'm 11% down on my current soul short. I think this is going to be a very cool trade. Let's look at Sol now that you asked. Thank you so much. You see this here. So this is my soul short. So we'll see what New York does. But this is my soul short. It's stupid shorting. I told you as well. I think it's stupid shorting. Actually, it's 250 my stop loss. It's even. Yeah, it's stupid shorting, but I still feel like I wanted to short the strongest token, which is also stupid. But anyway, I felt the a soul short is worth it. I think a lot of the hype with the staking, I'm going to talk about in a second, staking ETFs and whatnot is there. But if the market falls, Sol's going to fall heavily. There is massive liquidity built up here. I just don't see this not falling. So it's a quick scalp. We'll see where it goes. But this is my Solana. Thank you so much. Watch when I miss lives though always. Any other shorts for today? I mean, I'm shorting this shitcoin. I'm shorting this shitcoin. The funding is insane. I see some of you ask me about the funding. I opened the bot about it. I don't want to talk about it now. You can watch the update on the 100S Club. And also, I'm in the Telegram. Like, if you are in the Telegram, you know this. It is up here. I'm going to ping it again. But I have opened the short here. And the reason why I did is because this token is doing impossible things. 1. 2, the reason why I opened the bot on is because I just don't want to take, like, if and when it falls, this is called the MYX inflated shit, like it's crazy. We shorted it from here all the way down here. I closed the short and then I didn't open here, but when it retraced again, I opened the short again. And I think this is going to be, when it happens and when the market nukes, I think this thing is going to do like this. I genuinely think. I mean, this thing is probably going to fall like 30% in no time. The reason why I didn't open a manual trade is because I wanted to take advantage of this. And I know the funding is crazy and I understand and all that, but I think it only takes, I don't think, I know it only takes one red candle for this to go bananas. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Everything is so far so good. Thank you. Thoughts on ICP and Grace. Grace, I was so bullish, but I don't believe this space anymore, honestly. Like, I just don't believe any shiny new thing that's going to change the world. What is honestly, like, what is Grace doing? Holy shit. Look at Grass now. Okay, I take back what I said. I was very bullish on Grass. Like, very. I even told you to buy. I think we bought it here. I think we bought it here as well. I was very bullish, but I don't really know what the heck is happening. Like, this thing has been beaten. Like, beaten. I've been buying this thing up here at like $2. Yeah, so I had it on spots, got ragged on spot with this. Holding. It's I always tell you, if it's like a moon bag, you know, I always tell you. So this was one of my moon bags. If they pull it off, they have a bunch of nodes. I think it's easy to understand. I think it can be great, but yeah, so far it's not performing good. Pump. Yeah, so Pump, this is, let's move on because I want to talk a bit about Pump. So this is the thing here, look. So Pump Fund officially surpassed the 100 million tokens. Now this is the trade that I called on the Telegram, on the shows, 451% on 3x leverage. So that's, thank you very much, and I'm happy that you're in. But it is kind of crazy to think that Pump Fund bought back $100 million worth of tokens, of their own tokens. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Like, they've been the most extractors in the space. They made $1 billion, but they spent, and they did a raise of $2 billion, and they spent $100 million to buy back their own tokens. The token is skyrocketing, and there's one of the major reasons is this new meta of people doing crazy stuff on there. One of the things that they're doing is there's this. I saw this yesterday. I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, if it is, like, get help. Like, seriously, get help. But there was this lady giving birth to someone, to a baby, live on Pump Fun, and promising to name her baby Elon Jr. What the fuck is that? Like, I'm like, seriously, like, I mean, even now I'm thinking, like, what is, like, is this really what crypto meant to be? Anyway, I don't know, but what is interesting, someone in the groups that I'm in talked about the fact that this is the same thing that was in Common People, Black Mirror episode, 7th season, I think, 7th season, first episode or something. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And in this episode, they basically have the same thing where they exploit everyday people and they become the actual content. And that is exactly what's happening here with Pump Fund now, which is absolutely crazy. I think it can be good for a short period of time, but I don't know if it's sustainable. So I do like the token. I do think the token is pretty, I mean, like, for now, it's good. I have closed majority. Like, if you look at... look at this. I mean, let me see if I still have the long up here. No, I don't. Okay, but we longed it. Like, my entry on this trade was what? Screen. My entry on this trade was 31. 31 was my entry. I mean, if you look here, fudge, bro. We caught a 170% move in like no time. But what you have to also notice is that I closed out. I have 10,000 realized and only 1,600, 700 unrealized profit. So I'm expecting this to nuke at some point. I don't know when, I don't know how, but ultimately I think that this should fail. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you though, that I talked about and I saw people asking about it, and I also want to share with you some of the alpha that I do have personally, is that talking about Black Mirror coming to life, they don't just coming live through Pump Fund, but they actually have something cool, which I personally invested in. They are not sponsored on the show or anything, but I did personally invest in this stuff. So Black Mirror is the episode, one of the most watched series on the planet, basically. And they have crazy episodes like this one that I think you should go and watch, by the way, common people. But anyway, they do have something called the Black Mirror Experience, which looks like this. I wanted to restart the page because I wanted you to see. They're one of the first major Web 2 IPs that get into crypto. This is hopefully not a rug. I put my own money in it. They launched the token as well, but the whole idea is that you can watch the series and you are able to earn tokens by watching their series. And of course, at some point, I would imagine this is the official Black Mirror, so it's not like some house shows, whatever. But I would imagine that obviously they can earn money, and then they can put them from the series, and then they can put that money into the token, and then they can reward their community, and it kind of becomes a whole cycle, which is super interesting. Now, I told you to get the token at 40 mil when it launched. Sub 40 mil, it came down all the way to 20 something. We bought it here on the show live when they launched. We were here. If you haven't and you missed it, I genuinely think it's a great opportunity at 45 mil. I personally think, again, this is one of the moonbags. If they pull it off, this thing should be 100, 200, 300 mil. If they pull it off. Massive IP, massive money behind them. Great idea. It's not just we launch a meme token for whatnot. They have in-game experience about the series. So anyway, go and check that out. You will be able to find them as Black Mirror XP. Pretty interesting project. Let's talk about, is anybody, I just wanted to ask, is anybody bought it at like 40 mil? So I'm saying, Pump Fund is the dumbest thing ever. And it's a new way of consuming content. You're too big on screen. I mean, move back, bro. Like, short-term bearish, long-term bullish, 100%. What is your opinion on Aster? Lucky made 4x with it, and I missed it. That's my opinion. Mirror is worth billions. I agree. It's just, it's not catching up. I don't know why, but I agree. It's amazing. Thanks for the mirror call. I bought some more today. Amazing. What is your opinion on Aster? I told you. Momo thoughts? No thoughts. Ondoser. Crow USD. We're going to talk about Crow as well in a bit. So SEC, major news. This is major news. SEC approved the generic ETF listing standards. Let me say this again. Approves generic ETF listing standards. Clearing path for digital assets listings without individual approval. Now, this is huge. Huge. As Uncle Trump would say, this is absolutely huge. And I told them to do it, and they did it. David Sachs did a very good job. David, you're a very good guy. And he did this, and this basically means that the SEC, no, not the SEC, but you will be able to, certified brokers will be able to launch ETFs without going through all this BS, as Eric says here, every time under 33 Act, so long as they have futures on Coinbase, which is currently include about 12 to 25 tokens. You can see the tokens here as well. That would be able to just simply qualify for an ETF. What is interesting about this new thing is that the SEC outlines, so the difference here that we didn't have previously is that it was a guessing game on how you can launch an ETF. And it was case-by-case basis. They said, you know, for example, the ETH ETF is such a good example. With ETH ETF can be, but with no staking. And Sol ETF can be, but with staking. It's like such a wild west as it was under 𝗙𝗀𝗙𝗪. And so now, the SEC is obviously with the crypto task force and the whole move on crypto, they're clearing shit up. And what they did here is that they created a standard list, a generic listing standard that are outlining criterias for brokers or anybody who wants to launch an ETF to be sufficient for the ETF to launch, spot ETF. So instead of having this guessing game where they're just, you know, guessing what they should include and shouldn't include in the application, and they have to wait, and then it gets rejected, and then they apply again, and it's a bunch of fees and a bunch of time. And now there's like a clear list. They say, if you do this, you can launch. If you do this, you can launch. You have to have this, you can launch. You can, you know, so this is absolutely huge. On another news, MetaPlanet this is news coming in just now. MetaPlanet opened a MetaPlanet Income Corp, a wholly owned US subsidiary. So MetaPlanet is coming off the sailor. They're coming off the sailor not only in Japan. If you don't know MetaPlanet, they are one of the largest, but also very famous Bitcoin treasury companies. They came up and they had like, I don't want to say the number because I don't remember, but it was like a 3,000% growth in like no time by just simply transitioning, being the first in Japan, being the first treasury company. And they did an amazing job. I talked to Dylan in Vegas. They did an amazing job, and now they're coming for the US market. They opened a MetaPlanet Income Corp, which is a US subsidiary. So that is happening. Someone was saying hype, but someone was saying market pumping, Casses Vini in Cassis. It's cuz, bro. It's cousin, cuz. Are we waiting now? We are. Buy some drift on pullback. Kai Salam is bullish. Next hype. Talking about next hype. This is actually the next thing I wanted to say. Hype is generating more. This is hold on to your hair because this is gonna be crazy. So hype is generating more than 1.2 billion in net income, surpassing Nasdaq's 2024 net income of 1.13 billion, bro. This is insane. So I'm actually doing a keynote in Sonic Alpha Summit, and the keynote is going to be titled "Beyond Bitcoin: How Wall Street Will Be Eaten Alive." This is absolutely insane, mind-blowing stat. Hyperliquid, a perpetual DEX that recently launched, has made more money in net income than Nasdaq in 2024. Can you imagine that? Absolutely insane. Anyway, so I've been looking for a place what to it's some time ago, like a couple of months ago, I've been looking for a place where to catch the next hype, and you can buy all the new stuff. But the problem is, if you hear about it on like you see, for example, Astra and all whatever you might be looking at, BNB and all that, it's probably a bit late. So I actually had a team. Obviously, we got a lot of proposals, and I reject 99% of them. But there are some stuff that I personally invested in as well, like Black Mirror I did, and also DeFi I've also invested. And this could be an interesting opportunity because they are a wallet. You can imagine them as Phantom, but for everything on every chain seamlessly. So they are coming on phone as well. But the interesting part about them is that they have spent 150% of emissions buyback. They bought back 150% of the emissions coming from home bonuses. It's like Hyperliquid on steroids, basically. They have staking that is happening as well. You get a massive staking reward. DeFi.app, you can check them out. But basically what the app does is that you want to get into crypto. This is the biggest barrier. I talked about it a million times. Here is Nana. Nana doesn't know what to do. He doesn't understand how to get into crypto. This could be a way for her. Download the wallet, super easy sign up, 45 seconds, you can get done. So they are not out on phone yet, but they are coming. Where does it say it's coming? It's coming. Mobile app coming soon. I'm super excited for that. I personally have invested. If you look at the fact that they are buying back 150% of emissions from bonus, and they have a staking that not only gives you extreme multipliers for the airdrop that they are lining up, but also they reduce the fees. And you look at the fact that they are at 400 million FDV and Hyperliquid is at 58 billion FDV. Even if it just catches up to 5% of or 5% of Hyperliquid, that would make you a 15-20x. I think it's a no-brainer. The token is home. I personally invested. I hold it. I have it in my portfolio. This is also one of the moon bags. A little bit less degen than Black Mirror, for example, because these guys have raised, they bootstrapped everything. This is also one of the reasons why I invested, because they raised 1% of the capital, which is basically nothing. Super excited for them to see how the airdrop goes, and also go and check them out. DeFi.app is pretty exciting for me, at least. And then we'll see what you guys think, and we'll see how the airdrop goes. But they're issuing, I think it's a billion home tokens. It's gonna be huge. What's my take on Sonic? Much love, bro. Sonic, I'm bullish. I think the Sonic Alpha Summit is gonna be big. I think major announcement coming. Andrew Cronje is a G, father of DeFi. There's no reason why this token shouldn't do good. But again, I don't know if it's now, next month, 2 months, next year. I don't know. But I am actually bullish on Sonic. Was talking to Artemis. Artemis target for hype. I don't know. This coin deal, I talked about this dildo thing. I got rugged as well, unfortunately. I know what is Nasdaq, but thanks. Oh, you know Matt? Oh, okay, Matt knows it. Okay, it's amazing. Okay, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy. What's wrong with Sonic? Nothing is wrong. I just think it needs time to catch up. Shorting AI agents. I'm actually super bullish on AI agents, but I'm not really buying. I would rather want to buy the infrastructure of AI agents. Like I don't just want to buy. I also invested in AI agents. Like there is an infrastructure that I invested in, but I think they're launching today actually. I think they're launching today. I don't know. I don't want to. People gonna say I'm shilling shit, and I don't want to shill shit. I just want to share with you what I personally invest in. So let me know if you want to know about this infrastructure. We can talk about it. I'm not sure they're launching today. Virtual, not really. I think virtual is designed. The problem with these is that I am bullish on AI in a way where it serves us. Virtual as a launchpad for the new AI agents, this and that. Like I'm not. Yeah, I'm just not buying it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think that is. So I think how to buy home is simple, bro. You just search for the home token. It's listed on BitGet, Binance, 𝗙𝗘𝗙𝗪, Albank, 𝗪𝗏, Bybit, all the major exchanges. It's a decent project. Astronova launching October 18th. I also invested in that. I think that should be a 4 or 5. I'm giving you all the best deals here, by the way. Is this good entry for somebody? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Watch out the food. I actually lost weight, bro. I did. What about robotics? I am bullish on robotics. I am, but I think that's far away. I think the problem with robotics is like, it's so easy to just hook up like an AI agent tool. You know what I mean? Like, stop something that trades for you, then get a robot and it comes to your home and it's scary as fuck. I wanted to buy this RoboDog, but then I didn't. Every rich dude needs a robot slave. I agree, but yeah. What's your thoughts on BTC Fi? Good. I think it's gonna be good. It's a long way. I think it's a long way. I think it's super exciting. I honestly, and I hate to say this because I'm huge on ordinals and I love Bitcoin, but the problem I see with Bitcoin Fi is like, you buy a nice car that is like has value because of the story, and you know, like it's like a marvel as it is, and you start putting like jet engine on it and you try to like make it faster by replacing the rims, and it's not what it meant to do, you know. Just keep it as it is, a beautiful marvel for the legacy. But yeah, home available on Pinex? No, I don't think so. I don't actually know. It's actually a smart idea. I like what this is. I like your thinking. I like your thinking. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. If you're in the Telegram, you know it as well. Gotta join in the Telegram. There's a free Telegram I run. There's a link in the description. Because it's also going to pin it up here. But you should join in there. Charge today. I've lost 10 kg with fasting. Amazing, amazing. Asia is different here. I'm sweating all the time. I'm getting tanned. It's beautiful. I love Asia. What's your plan when this bull market ends? Trade everything to zero with the community. Genuinely, that's genuinely what I want to do. Like, I want to sit here with you guys and trade everything to zero. Doesn't look like it. Monkey face. Cut me a break, bro. Cut me a break. Please build bots on BitGet. No Pioneer in Canada. Maybe search for Pioneer. That's good. Join the Telegram. Cause he's sleeping a bit, but it's good. VVVN running. Thanks, great. So we keep trading. I agree. Definitely. I'm not leaving, bro. East Coast Romanian is Albanian. He's from Albania. He's actually from like the ghetto in Albania. He's like a proper mafia. Like if I need something done, like someone needs a toothpick, you know, but a tooth, you know, like taking the tooth out of something, like that's what it does. Sheldon is all in again. He's always all in how much money he have. Too much it seems like. Too much it seems like. Good for him, bro. Good for him. I mean, it's good for him. Good for him. Okay. Christy left the dot. Is this Christy the researcher, Christy? Elon Musk, Doge, VVV. I don't know what that is. Is grass dead? I actually don't know. Great show, Fefe. Appreciate it. Always, always, always. We love to see him as well. Don't discriminate. Oh, yes. So I never discriminate. I wanted to tell you. I actually checked at the same time. They are launching today, Agentify. So where's your bots? You can find all that in the Telegram and on the 100 Club. Here and on the 100 Club, every information is in there. So go and check that out. There's a link in the description and pinned comments. Well, I wanted to tell you about this, Agentify. So we talked about, someone asked about AI agents, and I actually checked it. I invested in Agentify as well. It's super interesting what they're building. They have their launch today, TG today, so it will be interesting. I'm gonna let you know in the Telegram as well. But what they do, I've seen their products, and they reached out. They basically raised no money. They have some KOs on board, but basically it's a self-bootstrap thing. And it's super interesting. They're building something where I'll be able to use an AI agent. I invested in this as well. They're not sponsors and all that. But they will be able to do, once it gets ready, that I can just tell this agent to bridge my tokens from Solana to ETH and buy me $5 worth of layer 2 on ETH, like, I don't know, ARB or something. And then once you did that, bridge back to Sol and swap everything to USDC. And simply by voice and writing, it will do everything in the backend for you. All the bridging, all the connecting. It's super exciting. I'm actually excited about this project. Want to make sure that obviously they have so much things going on. I don't really understand all of it, so I would just want to make sure that it's security-wise good. So I'm super keen about the product. I think the team is very capable. They've been building for a long time. They're all dogs. They have massive backers as well, so it's gonna be interesting. They have their launch today. I'm excited for them. If you have time, search for Agentify XYZ and also just attend their space. It's gonna be like 1:30 a.m. my time, so I don't know if I can make it. But go and check them out. It's gonna be exciting how they are able to launch it. If they can pull off what they're promising and the product is almost ready, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Is Tau undervalued in your opinion? I wanted to get a Tau under for so long. I've been telling you. I think in a long time frame, yes. I think in a long time frame it is. So many chain bullish on layer 0. That's awesome. I agree, it's awesome, and I saw the product working. It's exciting. Are you in Singapore now? No, I'm not. I'm in Thailand, but I'm gonna be in Singapore for a token. All right, guys. I think that's it. Is there anything? Oh, videographer. I need a videographer in my team. If you are a videographer and you're a good videographer, Cuz is going to put a link in the description. Cuz is going to pin it here. And you should join us because, yeah, I have no prediction on Aster. It can do good if it's proper, if it's really true that CZ is going to stand behind and the BNB chain. The problem is everything I started on BNB fucked, you know, like BNB meme season, BNB, but it's different. It's different. It's like a perp DEX competing with Hyperliquid. I think a lot of like 𝗙𝗏 is doing that as well. Centralized exchange launching that. They're decentralized. I'm keen on 𝗙𝗏 as well, and I told you this. I see this as a proper move. I think it's worth doing all these things because of the airdrops that are potentially coming. But Lighter is doing it as well. So I don't have any prediction. I don't know. I actually don't know. 𝗙𝗀𝗙𝗏. Yeah. Going for ping pong point. You guys are fucking nasty. You guys are nasty. I've been to Phuket when it was in 2018. Wild shit, bro. If you don't know what a ping pong show is, it's not even ping pong show. What is it called? Ping pong show? It's called a ping pong ball show? I don't know what it's called, but it's wild. Thanks, Roberg. Always. Is Brett finished? I don't know. I'm coming to Singapore. Panjman, amazing. If you see me, come say hi. I have some token. I have 15% discount for you as well. It's gonna be in the link in the description. I think it should be there for token. If you come into token, sign up to all the side events. Yeah, sign up to all the side events. Let's talk about your soul short. Let's talk about it, brother. Let's talk about my soul short. I did it again. I so like these people. I think they saw that I'm live and they just come in here and they're like, let's talk about your soul short. Let's see how that's doing. Let's see it here. Why there's no? Oh, it's here. Oh, we're close to getting stopped here. Oh, you don't see my screen. So my soul short is 14.5% down. That's 1.5% on without leverage. And I think it's going to hammer down. Although there's like a massive liquidity built up here, so I would not be surprised if it did this. And then, I don't know, we'll see. But if I get stopped, then what? Nothing. Like, it's 2R then. It's fine. So, but it's here. I'll update you in the Telegram. Anything else you want to know? Hiring for anything else? I mean, I don't know. What do you offer? You were the one asking about the ping pong thing. If that's what you're thinking, no, we're not hiring for that. No. Awesome was just working on my soul short now. It's stupid to short though. Like I told you, it's stupid to short. I just had a feeling I had to short, but it's stupid to short, to be honest. Like it's just simple stupid. Like don't short the bull market. 255 can be. What is my stop loss on short? Let me see. I have one stop loss on Sol. 250 is my stop loss on Sol. So you're gonna be selling into my stop loss. Target if Sol breaks out. Moon, bro. I'm bullish on Sol. Bullish. 800 this cycle. 800 by the end of 2026 possibly. You're basing the dump on fundamental and not TA. Also TA, bro. I told you. But if you want to learn more about it, there is a link in the description to the 100 Stop show. I literally detailed it. It's right here. It's literally right here. You can go down and watch this. I detailed step by step why I think there's going to be a dump and how it plays out and everything. So go and check that out. Your virtual? No. Your view on graphs? I told you about it. Crow. Crow, we'll see. We'll see. I think there is way to go. But I also think you have to dance till the music plays. So, dip to the 50 retrace, exactly. Thoughts on Polygon? Nothing. Let's wait for jobless data. Is it happening now? Yeah, it's 3 minutes. Okay, let's do it. It's not gonna move the market, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's... Where is it? Where is it? It's not even now, is it? Oh, it's not even now, is it? Oh, unemployment claims. Okay, let's see. I mean, if the unemployment claims come in higher, the market will rip. A bit. I think it will... If the unemployment claims come in higher than expected, which is possible, I think this will do the total. Let's go to the total. I think this will mark the next leg up. Like, if they come in higher, it will do this. And we come into the final stages of the 4-hour supply. Let's see. I think they will come in lower, by the way. I think they will come in... Oh no, if the unemployment claims come in higher, the markets will rip. If they come in lower, it's not going to be good, yes. So if the unemployment claims come in higher, that means that more people claim unemployment, therefore the cut was reasonable. If it comes in lower, that means the cut was too early into inflation, so that's not good. So that's the expectation here. Let's see what happens. Until then, I'm just gonna bring this up. This year, no. I don't think Sonic reaches $1 this year, but I think it can reach $1. Let's short it. Crow will hit 25 cents today. We'll see, but aren't they still revising? They are. Algorand looks insane, ready to pump. I lost faith in Algorand, to be honest. I think it's a piece of shit. What's the most undervalued token in your opinion? Most undervalued token? I actually don't know. There are so many coins that I think are very like I really like the tokens that are like, depends what you're asking. I mean, I think Bitcoin is the most undervalued token. But are you looking for a potential 100x or zero? Like, buy these things like the meme coins, or buy, Black Mirror, for example, very good example, very good fundamentals, but it can go to zero as well. Like, I think these are the moon bags, but I don't really know if it's undervalued as such. I think there are some great plays in the base ecosystem. I think Coinbase is huge, so that can be considered undervalued, perhaps. Well, let's see here. Let's see here. So it's 14 seconds. Let me just bring this here. It's the 5-minute chart that we're looking at. 3 seconds. Let's see what the market does. If it comes in above the market's rally, comes in above, the markets will rally, in my opinion. If it comes in below, what's happening here, bruv? Hey, T31, the market is not gonna like this. Not gonna like this. I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that JP was forced to cut yesterday. The reason why it comes in, it doesn't fucking matter. It's 10,000. Doesn't matter at all. It all will be revised anyway. But the reason why the market is not going to like this short term, this could be actually the beginning of the dump, is because they cut, as I started the show with, they cut rates while inflation is high. And now, because the labor market there was too much unemployment, there was no jobs, the labor market was cooling off way too much. And now that they cut, the next day there is unemployment claims coming in lower than expected. And much lower than previous. It's can be a problem. Can be a problem. It can actually be a problem. Let's see. I mean, let's see. Maybe the market loves it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens here. Laos government will mine Bitcoin to monetize its surplus what is it? Hydropower. This is exactly what Bhutan did, and they did $1 billion in Bitcoin, so in 3 years. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I think this is the beginning of the nuke. It can really be. Should I add to my soul position? If Cos would be here, he would be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll do it, bro. I'll do it, bro. I'll add to it. I'll add to my soul short. Not much. I'll do a little bit. I'll do a little bit. Bing. Oh, that's a limit order. Okay, I added a little bit. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, have Blackberry, huge thanks. The bot pump on your call, huge thanks. You're welcome. Feels fake. So much shady shit going on. The Feds. Dump coming. Run, run, run. Lower is good. Coming. Run, run, run. What is the price target for this year? For Sonic, I think it can pull 100% if Q4 heats up. I like Sonic. Finality is good. One of the fastest chains on the planet. Great minds behind it. I like it. Okay, guys. I don't want to leave, actually. I just want to see this play out. I want to see all the moon boys getting destroyed on this dump that is going to happen here. But also I want to make sure that it's, you know, it's just so everybody's aligned. Like, this data is just a tiny bit added to it. I think Wall Street will dump anyway, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. For Charlie. Take care, much love. All right, guys, thank you so much. I think the music also stopped. That's good. Thanks for watching. Check out this update. This will exactly explain to you why I think the market is going to nuke, what it's going to do. This is the TA from the 100x Club. Also subscribe if you like. Come back for another one tomorrow. And I believe I'll see you in the next one.